If you've ever wondered why some men effortlessly attract women while you struggle to create even basic attraction, it's not about looks, money, or luck. It's about understanding the psychological principles that trigger desire, build tension, and create irresistible pull. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact psychological steps that high-value men use to seduce women through genuine attraction, not manipulation. Let's unlock the psychology of seduction. Welcome back to Behind the Mind, where we explore psychology, attraction, and human behavior. Today, we're revealing the psychological steps to seduce a woman, not through tricks or manipulation, but through understanding what actually creates attraction, desire, and genuine connection. This isn't about pickup artist tactics or objectifying women. This is about becoming a high-value man who understands attraction psychology, creates genuine desire, and builds authentic connections that lead to seduction naturally. The truth? Seduction isn't something you do to a woman. It's a psychological dynamic you create with her. It's about triggering the right emotions, building the right tension, and positioning yourself as the man she wants to pursue. These steps are backed by evolutionary psychology, social dynamics research, and neuroscience of attraction. Whether you're trying to attract someone new or deepen existing attraction, these psychological principles will transform how you approach seduction. Let's dive in. Step 1. Psychologically position yourself as the prize being pursued, not the pursuer desperate for her approval. The psychology: humans value what's scarce and hard to obtain. If you're chasing her approval, you're signaling low value. If you're the one being pursued, you signal high value worth competing for. The frame shift. You're evaluating whether she meets your standards. Your attention is valuable, not freely given to everyone. She needs to earn your interest, not just receive it. You have options and choose deliberately. Your time and energy are precious resources. Why this works? Women are attracted to men other women want. When you position yourself as selective and valuable, you trigger her competitive instinct and desire to be chosen by someone high value. The research: studies on perceived mate value show that people are more attracted to potential partners who appear to be selective, have options, and aren't desperate for any relationship. What this looks like? You don't immediately make yourself available. You have standards and boundaries. You're willing to walk away if she's not right. You qualify her, not just try to impress her. Your approval feels earned, not automatic. The confidence signal: this frame communicates that you know your worth. You're not trying to convince her you're valuable. You already know it, and she needs to recognize it. What to avoid? Chasing her attention constantly, being available whenever she wants, dropping everything for her immediately, accepting any treatment to keep her around, seeking her validation and approval. The language of high value: I'm curious what makes you different from other women. I don't usually spend time with people unless there's genuine connection. I'm selective about who I invest my energy in. You seem interesting, but I need to know more. The mindset: you're the catch. She's auditioning for your attention, not the other way around. This isn't arrogance, it's self-respect and understanding your worth. The outcome: when you genuinely believe you're the prize, she feels it. Women can sense when a man knows his worth versus when he's faking confidence while feeling desperate inside. Bottom line: position yourself as the prize worth pursuing. This psychological frame shift makes you instantly more attractive and creates the foundation for seduction. Step 2. Use push-pull dynamics to create emotional tension and uncertainty that keeps her thinking about you and craving your attention. The psychology: predictability kills attraction. When she knows exactly how you feel and that you'll always be available, there's no tension. Push-pull creates uncertainty, which activates her pursuit instinct. The mechanism: push, creating distance, showing you're not completely won over. Pull, showing interest, attraction, and drawing her in. The oscillation keeps her emotionally engaged and uncertain. Why this creates desire? Uncertainty activates dopamine and keeps her brain engaged. When she can't quite figure out if you're fully interested, she becomes obsessed with getting confirmation. The research: Neuroscience shows that uncertain rewards trigger more dopamine than guaranteed rewards. The maybe is more neurologically compelling than the definitely yes. What push-pull looks like? Compliment her, then playfully tease her. Show interest, then focus on something else. Be warm and engaging, then briefly distant. Make her feel special, then demonstrate you have options. Draw her in emotionally, then pull back physically. Examples in conversation. You're actually really interesting. Too bad you're probably terrible at something playful. I'm enjoying talking to you, but I should probably get back to my friends. You have great energy. I wonder if you're always this playful quality or just today. The emotional effect. She experiences highs when you pull her in and slight anxiety when you push away. This emotional roller coaster creates intensity she interprets as chemistry. What to avoid? Being predictably available and eager. Constant validation with no challenge. Never creating any distance or uncertainty. Always being the one pursuing. Making your interest completely obvious. The calibration. This isn't about being cruel or playing beams. It's about natural masculine confidence. You're interested, but not desperate. Attracted, but not needy. The physical push-pull. Touch her arm, pull, then step back, push. Lean in during conversation, pull, then lean back first, push. Move closer, pull, then turn slightly away, push. The timing. Don't be constantly pushing or constantly pulling. The oscillation between the two creates the tension. Too much push and she thinks you're not interested. Too much pull and she knows you have them. Bottom line, push-pull creates emotional tension and uncertainty that keeps her engaged, thinking about you and pursuing your validation, essential for building seductive attraction. Step 3. Leverage social proof and pre-selection to trigger her instinctive attraction to men that other women desire. The psychology. Women are attracted to men other women want. If other women are interested in you, it signals high value. If no other women pay attention to you, it signals low value. The evolutionary logic. Throughout human history, women used social proof to assess male value. If other women compete for a man, he must have desirable qualities. It's efficient mate selection. What social proof looks like? Other women enjoy your company and attention. You have genuine female friends who value you. Women smile at you, laugh at your jokes, respond to you. You're comfortable around women, shows experience. Other women initiate contact or conversation with you. What this triggers in her? Competitive instinct to be the one you choose. Desire to prove she's better than other women. Fear of missing out on a high-value man. Increased attraction based on social validation. Examples in conversation. My friend Sarah mentioned something similar. I was at dinner with some friends, mostly women from work, and I casually mentioning interactions with other women. Being comfortable referencing female friends. What to avoid? Bragging about other women being interested. Making her feel like just another option. Being disrespectful about other women. Fabricating social proof, she'll sense it. Trying too hard to demonstrate pre-selection. The natural demonstration. The best social proof is authentic. Actually develop friendships with women, be socially comfortable, and have genuine options. Fake pre-selection is obvious and repellent. The jealousy trigger. When used calibrated, this creates healthy jealousy. She wants to ensure she's the one who secures your attention over other women. The group dynamic. When you're out with friends, the way other people, especially women, respond to you communicates your value more powerfully than anything you could say. Bottom line, social proof and pre-selection trigger evolutionary attraction mechanisms. When she sees other women desire you, you become significantly more attractive to her. Step 4. Progressively escalate physical and sexual tension through calibrated touch, eye contact, and suggestive communication. The psychology. Sexual tension doesn't happen by accident. It's built through deliberate escalation that increases arousal while maintaining plausible deniability. The escalation ladder. Level 1, casual social touching, arm, shoulder. Level 2, prolonged eye contact with intent. Level 3, more intimate touching, lower back, hands. Level 4, proximity and closeness. Level 5, verbal sexual innuendo. Level 6, clear sexual intent. Why progressive escalation works. You're slowly raising her comfort with physical and sexual interaction. Each step tests her receptiveness and builds toward intimacy. The research, studies on courtship show that successful seduction follows predictable escalation patterns. Jumping steps too quickly triggers rejection. Following the natural progression builds consent. Physical escalation. Start with brief, casual touches. Gauge her response. Does she pull away or lean in? If positive, increase duration and intimacy of touch. Touch more personal areas, hands, lower back, face. Create physical closeness and proximity. Lead to more intimate contact. Eye contact escalation. Normal eye contact during conversation. Hold eye contact slightly longer than normal. Eye contact with slight smile signals interest. Intense eye contact with sexual undertone. Triangle gaze, eyes to lips to eyes. Prolonged eye contact that creates tension. Verbal escalation. Start with normal conversation. Add playful innuendo or double meanings. Make observations about attraction or chemistry. Verbalize sexual tension. There's something here. More explicit sexual communication. Direct statements of desire. The calibration principle. Always escalate based on her response. If she's receptive, continue. If she pulls back, maintain that level until she's comfortable, then try again later. What receptiveness looks like. She doesn't pull away from touch. She reciprocates touching. She maintains or increases eye contact. She moves closer to you physically. She responds positively to innuendo. Her body language opens toward you. The plausible deniability. Early escalation should be subtle enough that if she's not interested, neither of you needs to acknowledge it was sexual. This protects both of you from awkwardness. Examples of escalation. Touch her arm while talking, she doesn't move away, increase duration. Hold eye contact, she holds it back, add slight smile. Make playful innuendo, she laughs and engages, be more direct. What to avoid. Jumping to sexual too quickly. Ignoring signs she's uncomfortable. Escalating without reading her response. Being crude instead of subtle. Pushing when she's clearly not receptive. The tension build. The gap between what's happening and what could happen creates sexual tension. You're both aware of the attraction, but haven't acted on it fully. That anticipation is seductive. Bottom line, progressive escalation builds sexual tension through calibrated physical touch, eye contact, and verbal communication, creating desire while respecting boundaries and reading receptiveness. Step 5. Create emotional connection and investment by strategically revealing vulnerability that makes her feel special and trusted. The psychology. Women are emotionally driven. Physical attraction gets attention, but emotional connection creates investment. Strategic vulnerability makes her feel she's seeing the real you others don't see. The mechanism. You appear confident and high value publicly. You selectively reveal depth and vulnerability to her. She feels special being trusted with your authentic self. This creates emotional investment and attachment. The research. Arthur Aaron's intimacy studies show that mutual vulnerability and self-disclosure create emotional closeness faster than any other interaction pattern. What strategic vulnerability looks like. Sharing genuine thoughts about meaningful topics. Revealing personal challenges you've overcome. Discussing real emotions and experiences. Admitting uncertainty or fears, calibrated. Showing your authentic self beyond the confident exterior. The framing. You're not trauma dumping or seeking sympathy. You're showing her there's depth beneath the confidence. You're a real person with real experiences. Examples. Most people don't know this about me, but I don't usually talk about this, but I feel comfortable with you. I've been thinking a lot about meaningful topic. Sharing past experiences that shaped you. Discussing genuine passions and values. The emotional investment trigger. When she feels she's accessing a side of you others don't see, she feels special. This creates investment. She wants to be the one who knows the real you. The balance. Vulnerability without neediness. You're sharing because you choose to, not because you need her validation or support. You're giving her access to depth, not burdening her with problems. What to avoid. Oversharing traumatic experiences too early. Being vulnerable in ways that signal weakness or instability. Seeking her validation through vulnerability. Making it all about your problems. being vulnerable before establishing attraction. The timing. Vulnerability works best after you've established attraction and some comfort. If you're vulnerable too early, it can undermine the high-value frame. Use it to deepen connection, not create initial attraction. The reciprocity. When you're vulnerable, she usually reciprocates. This creates mutual emotional investment. Both of you are revealing real selves to each other. The emotional hook. Physical attraction is temporary. Emotional investment is what makes her think about you when you're not around, want to see you again, and develop real feelings beyond surface attraction. Bottom line, strategic vulnerability creates emotional investment and makes her feel special, turning physical attraction into emotional connection that deepens seduction. Step 6. Demonstrate genuine outcome independence. You desire her, but don't need her validation, approval, or affection to feel worthy. The psychology. Neediness repels. Outcome independence attracts. When you're genuinely okay whether she's interested or not, it paradoxically makes you more attractive. The core principle. You want her, but you don't need her. Your self-worth, happiness, and identity aren't dependent on her response. This is the ultimate high-value signal. Why this is attractive? It signals abundance. You have options. It shows emotional strength and stability. It demonstrates self-sufficiency. It removes pressure from her. It makes you appear high value and selective. The research, psychological studies show that people are more attracted to those who appear emotionally independent and less attracted to those who seem needy or desperate. What outcome independence looks like. You can walk away if she's not right for you. You don't change yourself to gain her approval. You're unaffected by tests or games. You maintain your life and priorities. Her interest or disinterest doesn't destabilize you. The internal reality. This can't be faked. True outcome independence comes from genuine self-worth, having options, and knowing you're valuable regardless of her response. Examples in behavior. Not constantly texting her waiting for replies. Having plans and priorities beyond her. Being willing to end things if incompatible. Not seeking constant validation. Maintaining your standards and boundaries. The paradox. The less you need her validation, the more she wants to give it to you. Neediness pushes women away, independence draws them in. The confidence signal. When you're genuinely okay either way, it communicates unshakable self-confidence. You know your value doesn't come from her opinion of you. How she perceives this. He's not desperate, he must have options. He's confident in himself regardless of me. I need to work to keep his interest. He's selective and I want to be chosen. His attention is valuable because it's not desperate. The abundance mentality. Outcome independence comes from true abundance. When you genuinely have options and a full life, you're naturally less attached to any single outcome. The emotional stability. You don't ride the roller coaster of her responses. You're stable, grounded, and consistent regardless of whether she texts back immediately or takes hours. The respect factor. Women respect men who have self-respect. When you demonstrate that you won't accept poor treatment or stay where you're not valued, you earn her respect. Bottom line, outcome independence, wanting her without needing her, is the ultimate attractive quality that signals high value and makes you stand out from desperate men.
Step 7. Design interactions that create strong emotions and unique experiences. She'll associate you with how you make her feel. The psychology. People remember how you make them feel more than what you say or do. Create memorable emotional experiences, and she'll become psychologically attached to you. The mechanism. Emotions create memory formation and psychological bonding. When you trigger strong positive emotions, she associates those feelings with you specifically. The types of emotions to create. Excitement and adventure. Laughter and joy. Intrigue and curiosity. Slight fear or adrenaline in safe context. Deep connection and understanding. Sexual tension and desire. Why emotional experiences bond her? Neuroscience shows that emotional activation during memory formation makes memories stronger and more personally significant. She'll remember you vividly. The research. Studies on misattribution of arousal show that emotional activation from any source gets attributed to whoever we're with, creating association between the person and the feeling. What creating unique experiences looks like. Spontaneous adventures instead of predictable dates. Activities that create adrenaline or excitement. Deep, meaningful conversations, not small talk. Playful interactions and laughter. Shared secrets or inside jokes. Memorable moments she'll replay mentally. Examples: instead of dinner, late-night adventure to unexpected location. Instead of movie, activity that creates shared experience. Instead of small talk, conversations about dreams, fears, and passions. Creating inside jokes only you two share. Spontaneous decisions that feel exciting. The emotional intensity. The stronger the emotion, the stronger the psychological association. Moderate positive emotions are good, intense positive emotions are seductive. The novelty factor. Novel experiences trigger dopamine release. Taking her somewhere she's never been or doing something new creates biochemical bonding. What to avoid: boring, predictable dates, routine interactions with no emotional spike, being forgettable and blending with other guys, playing it safe to the point of being bland, not creating any memorable moments. The psychological association. When she thinks back on her best memories over the next week, you should be in multiple of them. You want to occupy mental real estate. The storytelling. Create experiences worth talking about. If she tells her friends about you, you're creating impact. If she has nothing interesting to say, you're forgettable. The emotional range. Don't just be one note. Create variety. Laughter, deep conversation, excitement, tension, comfort. Emotional range makes you complex and interesting. The peak end rule. Psychology shows we remember experiences based on their peak moment and how they ended. Create high points and end interactions positively. Bottom line, creating unique emotional experiences makes you memorable and psychologically significant. She associates intense positive feelings with you specifically. Step 8. Use language patterns, tonality, and communication psychology to create attraction, build desire, and seduce through words. The psychology. How you communicate is often more important than what you communicate. Vocal tonality, word choice, and communication style trigger attraction and desire. The vocal elements. Deeper voice register signals masculinity and confidence. Slower pace demonstrates calm self-assurance. Varied tonality creates engagement and emotion. Strategic pauses build tension and emphasis. Volume modulation creates intimacy. Why voice matters. Studies show women are attracted to deeper male voices because they signal testosterone, dominance, and genetic fitness. Vocal confidence triggers attraction. The communication framework. Speak with certainty and conviction. Use statements more than questions. Lead conversations, don't follow. Create emotional responses with words. Use suggestive language and innuendo. Seductive language patterns. Future projection. In when we do thing, assumes future together. Embedded commands. You might find yourself thinking about. Presuppositions. What you'll enjoy most is. Sensory language, describing experiences vividly. Us framing, creating you and me against the world. Examples. Instead of "do you want to go out?" to "I'm taking you to place." Instead of "can I see you again?" to "when are you free this week?" Instead of asking permission, assume and lead. Use we and us to create psychological pairing. The storytelling element. Tell stories that place you as the protagonist, demonstrate value, and create emotion. Good storytelling is inherently seductive. The verbal escalation. Start with normal conversation, add double meanings and innuendo, make observations about attraction between you, verbalize tension, there's something here, be increasingly direct about desire. What to avoid. Seeking approval in your tonality, upspeak, rambling or over-explaining, apologetic or uncertain language, too many questions, interrogation mode, boring factual conversation with no emotion. Be eye contact while speaking. Maintain strong eye contact when delivering seductive communication. It intensifies the message and creates intimacy. The proximity. Move closer when delivering more intimate or suggestive communication. Physical closeness amplifies verbal seduction. The emotional words. Use words that trigger feeling, not just convey information. Instead of nice, captivating. Instead of like, fascinated by. Instead of good, exhilarating. The challenge in communication. Tease, playfully disagree, create banter. Agreeable conversation is forgettable. playful tension is memorable. Bottom line, master seductive communication through vocal tonality, language patterns, and psychological communication principles. Words become tools of attraction and desire. Here's what you need to understand. These steps work when they come from genuine high-value identity, not when they're techniques you're performing. The foundation of everything. Internal work comes first. Build genuine self-worth and confidence. Develop real skills and value. Create a life you're proud of. Become outcome independent authentically. Develop social skills and emotional intelligence. The authentic application. These aren't manipulation tactics to use on women. They're frameworks for authentic high-value behavior. They work because they demonstrate real value. Faking them without the foundation fails. Women can sense authentic versus performed. What makes you truly high value? Purpose and ambition beyond women. Emotional strength and stability. Social competence and leadership. Physical fitness and health. Financial stability and responsibility. Interesting life and experiences. The ethical foundation. Seduction should be mutual and consensual. Never manipulate or coerce. Respect boundaries and read signals. Value women as humans, not objects. Create genuine connection, not just conquest. The long-term thinking. Short-term tactics might work once, but sustainable attraction comes from genuinely becoming high value. Do the inner work. The mission. The most attractive thing is being a man with purpose. Women are attracted to men on a mission, not men whose mission is getting women. The abundance. True outcome independence comes from genuine options. Build a life women want to be part of, and you'll have natural abundance. The truth. Women want high-value men. Become one genuinely, and seduction becomes natural rather than forced. These psychological steps amplify who you authentically are. So, there you have it, the psychological steps to seduce a woman through genuine high-value behavior and attraction psychology. From positioning yourself as the prize, to creating emotional experiences, to mastering seductive communication, these principles create natural, authentic attraction. Which step will you focus on first? Drop 1 to 8 in the comments. And if this transformed how you think about attraction and seduction, hit that like button and subscribe to Behind the Mind for more psychology, attraction, confidence, and high-value male development. Remember, these principles work when you embody them authentically. Do the inner work to become genuinely high value, develop real confidence, create a mission-driven life, and respect women as humans. The external techniques only work when the internal foundation is solid. Become the man worth pursuing.